Soldier Boy isn't just a great character, he's the best character in The Boys. And here's the crazy part. He might actually be the most realistic superhero in the entire show. Forget Homelander. Soldier Boy is what happens when you take America's greatest generation and give them godlike power without any emotional growth. The result? A walking time bomb of outdated ideals, unchecked masculinity, and one terrifying need: to be feared. And here's the wildest part. Despite all his flaws, despite all his destruction, a part of you might actually understand him. And that's why he's brilliant. Most superheroes, especially in big franchises, feel larger than life. They're either pure-hearted heroes or cartoonishly evil villains. But Soldier Boy, he feels like he could actually exist. Unlike Homelander, who was literally engineered to be a sociopath, Soldier Boy is a product of his time. He's a relic from a bygone era when men were expected to be tough, aggressive, and emotionally invulnerable. And that's what makes him so compelling. He's not just a bad guy. He's a living embodiment of outdated ideals. He genuinely believes in the good old days, not realizing that he was part of the problem all along. But here's where things get really interesting. His biggest fear isn't dying, it's becoming irrelevant. And that's what pushes him over the edge. A lot of people say Soldier Boy is just a twisted version of Captain America, and sure, at first glance that makes sense. But here's why that comparison misses the mark. Captain America was given super soldier serum, but he remained a moral compass. Soldier Boy, on the other hand, is morally bankrupt from the start. He's not a hero. He's a brand, a symbol. He's been fed his own propaganda for so long that he genuinely believes he's untouchable. And worse, society let him believe that. And this is where things take a dark turn. Unlike Homelander, who uses fear to rule, Soldier Boy was adored by the public. He was a war hero, a celebrity, and the face of American masculinity. But behind the scenes, he was dangerous, reckless, and abusive, and nobody cared as long as he kept up the image. And that's where we hit the most terrifying realization. He was never a hero. He was just the guy history decided to celebrate. But why Soldier Boy is scarier than Homelander? Well, Homelander is terrifying, no doubt, but he's predictably terrifying. He's an emotionally stunted child with godlike powers. His evil is expected. But Soldier Boy, his evil is calculated, intentional, and disturbingly human. He's not a man-child throwing tantrums. He's a grown man who understands the weight of his actions, and does them anyway. Think about it. Homelander wants people to love him because he never got love as a child. Soldier Boy expects people to fear him because that's what he was taught being a man is about. One craves validation, the other craves dominance. And that's what makes one specific scene in The Boys so horrifying. The moment Soldier Boy realizes he isn't the strongest anymore. And then there's the most gut-wrenching part of his story, his father's rejection. For all of his bravado, for all of his ego, Soldier Boy is driven by a single, painful truth. He was never enough for his father. His dad didn't just dislike him, he despised him. Even after becoming the most powerful hero in the world, his father saw him as a disgrace. This is the moment that shatters the myth of Soldier Boy's invulnerability. Because the truth is, he never fought to be the strongest for power. He did it because he thought it would finally make his father proud. But the heartbreaking reality, that approval was never coming. And if you've ever tried to earn the love of someone who refuses to give it, you know exactly why Soldier Boy became the man he is. Soldier Boy is brutal, he's violent, he's outdated. But here's the real question. Is he truly evil, or is he just a man shaped by a broken world? Unlike Homelander, Soldier Boy wasn't born a monster. He was made into one. He was told his whole life that strength was everything, and by the time he realized that wasn't true, it was too late. That's the genius of his character. He forces us to confront uncomfortable questions. How much of who we are is our fault versus what we were taught? Do we blame the past, or take responsibility for shaping the future? And if you were in Soldier Boy's position, would you have turned out any different? So, what do you think? Is Soldier Boy just another villain, or is he a victim of the world that made him? Let me know in the comments.